Hello, friend. Robert Bevan here, author of the Caverns Creatures series of comedy, fantasy novels, and short stories. With me is Sam West, and today we're talking about the spell Galder's Tower.
I think
Yeah.
your joke for the post is one of my favorite of yours. It's really stupid. It's just 24-hour erection.
Ah,
That really gets me every time I see it. Uh, Starting this video off strong. Yeah, Galder's Tower is from Lost Laboratory Qualish, which I believe was an Extra Life thing, where one of the Extra Life kids made a bunch of D&D stuff or had a bunch of ideas for D&D spells and then just helped bring them to life. This is one of those. It's with like Flock of Familiars came from this. A couple other ones did. It's a little adventure. It's really decent. Like all the Extra Life things they do tend to be pretty great. They're at the very least for charity, and they normally have some fun ideas and stuff. Typically not that powerful though, and this one definitely fits in this isn't really that good category, but it's neat. It's fine.
I don't know. There are a couple of reasons I like it.
That's fair. This is 10-minute cast time, third level spell. So it's a wizard spell only, so you have to be a wizard to take this. It's got a range of 30 feet, verbal, somatic, material components, a fragment of stone, wood, or other building material. It takes a duration of 24 hours, which is a long duration. So what does it do? You conjure a 2-story tower made of stone, wood, or a similar suitably sturdy material. The town can be round or square in shape. Each level is 10 feet tall and has an area of 100 square feet. So it's basically a 10 by 10 box. Access between levels consists of a simple ladder and a hatch. Each level takes one of the following forms chosen by you when you cast the spell: a study with desks, books, bookshelves, parchments, ink pens, a dining space with tables, chairs, magical fireplace containers, and cooking utensils, a lounge, a washroom, an observatory, or an unfurnished empty room. The gist of it is you get any of those themes. They've got more detailing inside of it, but we don't need to get super into it. At the interior of the tower is warm and dry regardless of conditions outside. Any equipment or furnishing content in the tower dissipate into smoke whenever removed from it. At the end of the spell's duration, all creatures or objects within the tower that are not created by the spell appear safely on the ground outside, which I think is kind of lame. I think it'd be really fun if it just like you forgot that it was going to go away and then everyone just follows the story and it's like, ow, oh god,
Yeah,
and then tumbles down the hill. I think that's a lot more fun of a scene personally, but that's my opinion.
that's not
In any case,
life taking damage.
yeah. You can cast the spell again to activate and maintain the tower's existence for the 24 hours. You can create a permanent version of this by doing it in the same place every spot for years, which is why Bob likes this spell.
Well, that all right. That there's a number of things.
Sure. Well, hold
This
on.
is
There's one more line of
all right.
text.
All right, go ahead.
At higher levels, when you cast the spell, the 4th level or higher slot, you get an extra story. So you can keep getting, if you want 6 washrooms, you can make this 8th level spell, and we'll give you that. What were you gonna say then?
I was going to say, a couple of reasons I like this. The permanence is the big one, but also third level is, for a potentially permanent spell, pretty good, and it's free. It
I do
costs
think
a
that's a
chunk
pretty
of
big
wood.
selling point. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is something, if you got the time, you could conceivably do this every day for a year.
Sure, and in like 10-minute duration or 10-minute cast time
Yeah,
isn't
10-minute
that
cast
long.
time. That's true too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's even something where I really harped on Temple of the Gods, where I was like, this just is never going to be worth your 6th level spell slot. Favor of it being a 3rd level spell slot in the upper tiers, even the mid tiers, like there could be long rests where you will just have one lying around, and you might as well, like, I guess we can pull out an observatory and check out the night sky. You do little projects at it, right? You can make a study and get some research done in flavorfully fitting thematics. This is a space that you can sort of designed for all of your own devices. This spell is like exclusively in the camp of a flavorful place to rest. It's like a Airbnb where you need one on adventuring, or it's the thing that we're adventuring around the small town for a year. I will eventually use this to create a tower for us as long as we stay in this relatively close area for the full year. It'll be a
So
real bummer if you ever miss that day duration, though. If you ever like, we have to take a weekend out in the seas, and you'll be like, wait, no, I can't do that. I can't. I got to maintain a thing.
again, I'm looking at this from world building. Like, wall of stone, that's for your perimeter and your streets and everything. This is the spell for the actual dwellings.
Mm.
I'm seeing just rows of apartments made of Galder's towers.
I think this has a ripe opportunity to be a fun scam adventure where you have a wizard that's like selling things from within it and putting them on whatever the equivalent
Yeah.
of fantasy Craigslist is. And once he gets the gold, he's like, great, you can take it out. Here's the keys to the place. Just go grab whatever you want from inside of it. This is a moving sale or whatever. And they try and take it out and turns into smoke, and the guy just runs off with all the money. I think that's a cute little adventure hook to be had. You only need like a 5th level wizard can do that, and that's pretty fun. It's cute. It's nifty. Is there anything beyond, like, within the text? Is any of the specific rooms something you think are all that valuable for adventuring or for an average D&D adventurer? Or do you really think the spell probably just fits in the, this is a flavorful, fun thing you do for your world building, this is a flavorful, fun thing you do sort of to, like, establish your character's aesthetic?
No, I mean, I say this stuff a lot, but I'm never ever going to do this in an actual game. But use for this spell is, a place to rest in the wilderness, I guess. I mean, this is how you do your long rest. Keep the bears away. I don't know.
Yeah. And, like,
I mean,
if you're doing that at, like, 7th or 8th level, I think there's just a non-zero chance you'll have a spare 3rd level spell slot. And if you're ever having a spare 3rd level spell slot, this will feel free, and that seems fine.
yeah,
It being a wizard
it is
spell is
free.
something you have to prepare it still, which is kind of a bummer. You
Oh,
don't ever
yeah.
really want to prepare it as a wizard. If this were a known spell or even like a ritual spell, I'd be a little bit more about it. I really wish this was a ritual spell. Like, give it a 20-minute cast time instead. I'd be like, yeah, great. Now it is doing exactly the one and only thing I would expect this kind of effect to do. I don't think it's ever worth the spell slot if you are ever, like, actually pushed on your resources, though. But if you're on, like, a hex crawl and this is the mid tier and you're like, I would like to not have to worry about mosquitoes, and that's a real pressing concern, this is a way to not worry about mosquitoes. And that is going to solve some problems at very few tables in the big scope of adventuring and be almost entirely worthless beyond that, I think.
I mean, all right, you say mosquitoes, but there are other threats in the wilderness. I mean, it's a tower. Like,
Yeah.
bears aren't going to be able to climb the ladder.
A 2-story building doesn't necessarily qualify to me as a tower. I would probably want to see 5 or 6 to be like, okay, now it's a real wizard's tower. This is more like an abode that eventually can become a tower. It's how I tend to look at this spell.
If it doesn't have an entrance at the ground floor, that means whatever's trying to get you during the night has to make more of an effort. It's a defensible place to rest. I guess if you use wood as your component, it's made of wood. If you use stone, it's made of stone, I suppose. So a
It
wooden
doesn't
tower could be
specify that, and it
burned
says you can
down.
use a similar suitable sturdy material as
Yeah.
well. So you can have a fragment of stone and make it out of something similar to it, maybe like dragon egg shells or something. I don't know. That seems cool.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, if it's made of wood, then people could light it on fire.
Sure.
That's not as much of an issue with stone.
Maybe that's another use case for it, though, actually. Maybe you want us to have a giant 20-foot or 20 by 10-foot
Funeral
cube.
pyre.
Yeah, that you just light up and be like,
Okay.
we have a big bonfire thing now, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah,
There
that's
are
something.
probably little use cases for it here and there for stuff like that. I don't know. It also, to your point about there being an excess point on the ground floor, it doesn't specify
Well, it
how the
says like the
door
entry
works.
point is a ladder and a hatch,
Between
right?
levels, though, right?
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. Maybe you get to choose. Whatever. What I'm saying is, it's defensible.
Sure, absolutely. That's 100% true.
You're not
I think
lying out in the open.
You'll definitely have a conversation with your GM and be like, can we have 6 different locks on this thing? And then you're gonna have to be like, maybe? I don't know. It doesn't say if you can or not. It doesn't say how the quality of those locks or anything like that. But that's kind of that's the design philosophy of 5th edition, is kind of like, yeah, the GM will figure it out. And I think it works really well in the cases like this. I think that the best opportunities this spell kind of has are in the DM's gonna figure it out. We need a defensible location. We got 3 locks in this door because that's what I want out of this. And it's a 3rd level spell. You can afford to get 3 locks in this door, and it's not going to be game breaking by any stretch of the imagination. So I think it's neat. I think it's cute. This is about as much as I'm willing to spend on this kind of effect.
Yeah.
I don't think I would ever put it on my sheet past this, and frankly, I don't even know if I'm putting it on my sheet at this current place, but I know there are players that would enjoy it, and I think I could name a few characters I've had where if I didn't have other things that I also would much rather wanted to do, and like my wizards, all my characters tend to be very densely packed with all of the things very specifically that I want, because I'm a nerd and I know all this stuff, but if I were like just glancing around and exploring things and not knowing exactly what I want going into it, I could absolutely see myself saying, oh, I mean, I don't really know what I'm taking at this level, and this is pretty neat. Sure, I don't need another fireball. I already have fly. I don't need the other good 3rd level spells. I'm happy with the ones I've got. I can take a bad one that's going to be kind of fun to play with sometimes.
Yeah. And I think there are going to be times when you'll appreciate the security, the modest security this offers.
If you need a building to stay safe from bears,
Yes.
okay. And this is like the very end of that tier. So yeah, there will be some times that's useful.
All
You can
right.
also
You got
fireball
a
the
rating?
bears.
What's that?
I think you can also fireball the bears.
Yeah,
But
right.
I think this is probably a 2. Still, it's cute, it's cool, it's about as much as I'm willing to pay for this effect, and I think this is about as much a sweet spot as you could ask for. I'm glad it exists. I think it's very fun. I can see people taking it and having good times with it. I can see it getting the most use from enhancing the words that aren't here more so than playing fairly with the words that are. And that's going to make it a fun spell for the players that like those kinds of effects, and fun spell for DMs that like big improv moments, figuring out like, we need, like, again, we need to light a beacon and alert the armies are coming. Build the house and light it on fire. This is the plan, right? This is the kind of utility cases I think are going to make this spell very memorable. I don't think it's uncastable. I just don't think I put it on a lot of sheets. I don't think a lot of sheets are going to be like hugely benefited from having it.
Yeah, 2 is probably the right answer, but it makes me happy. I'm going to bump that up to a 3.
I think as a DM world building tool, you can have a lot of fun with this too. I
Yeah.
think if you just like, a lot of D&D has this weird problem where some spells existing makes the economy of life very weird. And just a 1/5 level wizard with this thing can just go around and make 2 houses a day for every year, just as many times as he wants, and just slowly build their own settlement of 2-story buildings, which is pretty cool. Like, you can just have the most landlordy wizard of all time that's just been a landlord for 5 years and has like 6 different apartment complexes using the 3 or 4 second level spell or third level spells that they have. That's just a thing you could do and play around with, and that's pretty fun, I think, as a DM in your world building. Just like finding 3 or 4 spells, this can absolutely be one of those. Just run with and see, like, what does the world look like if this is just the norm? It's pretty fun for that reason.
That's exactly where my mind went when I first read the spell description. All right. Well, thank you, Sam, and thank you everyone for joining us. That was Galder's Tower. Let us know what you think down in the comments. That's it. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching. If you found this helpful, informative, or entertaining, I'd really appreciate it if you hit the like button below. You needn't smash it, a gentle tap will suffice. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to the channel. And make sure you check out the links in the description, where you'll find my Caverns and Creatures series of comedy fantasy novels, Sam's full review of the spell, and other fun things.